Westview High School on the map officially in Class 2A.
And the Westview Warriors go to 25-3 on the year. Troy Neely wins his second state championship.
Hostetler.
Oh, tough move by Scott Hostetler. Bounce pass to Rensberger. And he puts it in off the glass. Now he'll pump it up from the left side and hit.
Will get the trap. That's trouble when you find Yoder that wide open.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting season of Westview Warrior basketball, streaming live at LaGuanaMedia.com. This is Jerry Hostetler along with Jamie Miller, and tonight we tip off the 2018-19 season at Westview with the Warriors' traditional opening game opponent, the Bethany Bruins. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following business sponsors: the Blue Gate Restaurant, Mike's Automotive Service, May Funeral Home, by Height Auto Body, by the Topeka Do It Best Hardware, also by Topeka Pharmacy, and by Dale's Dependable Handyman Service, as well as Weaver Furniture, Jerry Standard in Middlebury, the Hometown Treasure, Yoder Insurance in Shipshewana, Quality Floor in Topeka, by Frontline Auto Tech in Shipshewana, also by Yoder's Shipshewana Hardware, and Troyer Saddlery. And our halftime trivia contest is brought to you by Shipshe Pizza. Our individual sponsors this year are Dan and Dawn Byler, John and Leslie Cook, Tim and Donna Height, Jerry and Fran Hostetler, Josiah and Candace Parker, Jim and Liz Stump, Tim and Kim Taylor, and Roger and Esther Winger. We're at Westview with the opening game of the 2018-19 season, and Jamie, I think the fans, and I know I am, kind of fired up about this upcoming season.
Yeah, there's a lot of anticipation regarding this season. You know, we had a great year last year, the best record in Westview history. Came within, well, I think an injury of probably competing in the state final. And just a couple of points, and we have quite a few players back from that team. And you know, 3 years ago we were talking about how young we were. Well, they're grown up now.
They are.
And you can just look out there. They're taller, they're stronger, they're quicker. We do have several sophomores that are going to be rotating through the lineup as well. That have a lot of potential. So yes, a lot of anticipation for the season. I'm excited it's finally here. It's been seems like a very long off season. But, you know, the guys have worked really hard. I haven't been in everything every summer, but I would have to say this summer was probably one of the better summers as far as players individually working on their game, trying to get better on their skill level and things like that. You know, one thing that really helps is the guys with the ball in their hands the most, which are Charlie and Elijah. They're also some of our hardest workers.
Right.
And whenever you have that dynamic, you have a chance to be really good. So that's a start, and but they don't give you any credit for winning last year. So we'll start from the beginning and work hard each game and try to get better by the end of the year.
Records are both 0-0 as we begin the 2018-19 season. And I'll be back to talk to head coach Rob Yoder of the Westview Warriors right after this 1-minute timeout. We're back at Westview High School with head basketball coach of the Westview Warriors, Rob Yoder. And Rob, you're starting a new season this year with the traditional opener with the Bethany Braves. You've had a few weeks to prepare now. Tell us a little bit about your team this year. You've lost some from last year, but let's just kind of bring us up to date on the team this year.
Obviously, missing Sam, Jeremiah, and Kenton, those are all three good players that are good teammates and consistently give great effort. So those are three guys that we're going to miss moving forward, and we wish they would be on our team again, but that's kind of the nature of high school basketball and basketball in general, is that people move on from the level they're at. So we're going to miss those three guys, but we do have a good nucleus back. With Nick and Elijah, Josh, and Dennis, seniors, and Charlie has played a lot as a junior now. And then we got a good mix of guys that have just maybe got a taste of varsity basketball with Blake and Drew and the twins, and some other guys that have performed well on the JV. So I think we got a good mix, and obviously we're going to have to get all those pieces and parts working together by the end of the year to be good, but we feel like we have a chance to have a pretty good team by the end.
Well, you lost Nick for, a game or so. Go over that a little bit. Another knee injury.
Yeah, well, he didn't actually re-injure it. They wanted to clean it up a little more. He had some scar tissue, and they just felt like it was going to be kind of not a pain that he couldn't deal with, because he was moving better than he's ever moved in his life before he went in. But just to clean it up and get it so it's a little less pain and a little easier to operate and doesn't have that nagging pain. And so unfortunately it didn't happen maybe a month and a half ago. It just happened a couple weeks ago, two or a little more weeks ago. So it's going to take him just a little bit to get back in a full swing, but he's already practicing. And some things he doesn't do, and he certainly doesn't do the length or the intensity that he will here coming up very shortly. But the good thing was he wasn't injured, and so I think it's going to be a lot quicker recovery for him. And obviously it's a totally day-to-day thing. The doctor said when you feel good enough to play, you play, and so there's not a timeline set by a doctor or anything. So his workload has been increasing each practice, and we're looking forward to having him back, obviously.
Is there any chance he'll be back for Saturday night against Northridge?
Well, I'd say he, some days he just makes major strides, and then the next day might kind of stay about the same. So I just think it's too early to tell. I know the swelling is minimal or none now, and so obviously when the swelling's gone, and it's been down for a while, we would love to have him play. It might be, just wishful thinking. We'll see. But I would think in the very near future he's going to suit up and be ready to play.
This year, during the summer, of course, your team works hard the whole year round. Charlie, I know, played over in the region. Some of the other kids played for other AAU teams around. How did the summer go this year for the guys?
Well, I think the summer went well. Both Elijah and Charlie both played AAU basketball, and that's a good experience. Some things about that are good, some things aren't so good, but some things are, and so they did that. But then as a team, June, that's kind of your high school team month, and we got to play a lot of really good teams, and we played. By the time this season's over, I think we'll play at least half the teams that are going to be in the top 10 in the state, because this summer we got Carmel and Lawrence North and Bloomington South, and we just went through Fishers and Nobles, and we just went through a lot of good big school teams, and so that was good for us. We competed really well, and we just think that the experience of playing against the best that the state has to offer is just beneficial for us. And obviously this season we're going to get to do that, and we hope that is all part of our preparation to be the best we can possibly be in March.
Well, you alluded to that. What teams have we added this year? Tell the fans a little bit about that.
Well, we're super fortunate to get invited to play in the Hall of Fame tournament, the Raymond James down in Newcastle, in the world's largest high school gym. 4 teams get invited to that. You got to be really special. Something has to be really unique about your team to get that chance. You have to have somebody that's probably a really good player, and you have to have an exceptional team, and a good coach. Yeah, well, no, you don't need a coach at all. They don't care if you have a coach or not. They care if you have good players. So the first game we'll play against Center Grove. They have possibly the front runner for Mr. Basketball, a guy that's ranked somewhere around 10th in the nation as a player, Ian Davis, whose dad played for the Pacers. So we'll get a chance to see Center Grove. They have other very good players on that team. Also there is Valpo, who has Newman, who has signed with Purdue. They got a very good team, and Warren Central, of course, who was undefeated last year, 32-0, and might be the best record anybody's ever had in the state. Wow. Because we added a couple of games here a few years back. And so there's some really high quality teams there, and we are thrilled to be there. We're fortunate to be there. Not very many small schools get to go, and so
are we the only 2A school that's going to be down there?
Yeah,
okay, so the others are 4A.
Everybody's 4A, and we're 2A. So just a great experience. Should be great learning. We think we'll compete well, and we'll play hard, and hopefully find some strengths and weaknesses to continue to improve and work on as we head down the stretch run. We've added Gary Roosevelt, who will be coming here to play. And then, of course, this will be the second year that we've had Warsaw. And just there's a lot of big schools on our schedule, a lot of traditional, powerful teams on our schedule. We're very fortunate, and people might not appreciate how lucky we are to be able to get those type of teams on our schedule, and then to compete with them. Exactly. You got to be pretty good, and so to come in here to our small corner of the world here, we're pretty fortunate.
Wow, that's quite an honor, and congratulations on the selection of that. That's going to be great, and that'll be a lot of fun for the fans to travel down there. I'm sure we'll have a big contingent coming down to see that. So, yeah, Bethany tonight. Bethany's lost a lot of their starters from last year. What do you expect from Bethany tonight?
Well, I think they'll probably do a little bit like they did last year. Coach Gingrich is back and does a good job with them. I would think that they'll be patient on offense. We might see some flex or high flex, a few sets. Obviously their first game, so we haven't got to watch them. I think they'll probably mix man. I think they want to play man, and they play it pretty well. They played us some 2-3 last year. I won't be surprised if we see that. So we're going to focus, or we have focused a little bit more on what they like to do, from what we've seen of them last year, not just in our game but in other games, than we have with their individual personnel. Now we know there's a couple players back that played in our game. 2 of them started in our game last year, but they lost a lot of their scoring and a lot of their production is gone, but they do have some experienced players, so it makes it hard to really focus on personnel when you haven't seen them for almost a year. Right. And so we're focusing on what they traditionally do, and obviously putting a lot on ourselves, what we want to do and how we want to perform, because it is first game. And even though you've worked on some things for a long time here, it feels like a long time, 2.5 weeks. Sometimes kids forget the first 2.5 weeks. Sometimes habits aren't formed, and things that we think we got dialed in as a habit might show itself to not quite be a habit. And so we're kind of on our board an awful lot on these are the things that we focus on. These are the areas where first game in the past we've seen some errors here, and so we're trying to really focus in on ourselves as well.
Okay, and I would imagine those 2.5 weeks are long for the kids. They're ready to play basketball against somebody other than the guy that they know or see every day at school.
Yeah, and that it's not just the 2.5 weeks of real practice. That's really that's pretty minimal. And honestly, I think we should have a little more time to practice before the first game. But you got fall workouts and open gym type stuff, and this year they kind of changed that where you can actually do a lot more practice stuff. And even though it's only 2 days a week, but then there's weight room, and it's been a long summer, and so this is a unique place to play too. So summer basketball, open gyms, workouts, practices. We don't have a whistler, and we don't have Thad singing Sweet Caroline, and so it's kind of good to get back out here in front of Laguana, in front of our fans, and actually play real basketball.
Thanks, Rob. Good luck tonight, and have a happy Thanksgiving, too.
Okay, you too. Thanks.
That was Rob Yoder, head basketball coach of Westview. Jamie and I will be back with more from Westview High School right after this timeout. This is Westview Warrior Basketball at LaguanaMedia.com. Thanks again, Rob.
Have you ever been unpleasantly surprised by a purchase and wish you had done more investigation before buying? Gold Key Home Inspections is here to help give you peace of mind about one of your largest investments, your home. Our inspectors are trained to expertly evaluate all aspects of your potential home and give you information to use in making an informed decision. Don't gamble on your future. Give Gold Key Home Inspections a call today to set up your appointment.
And we're back at Westview. Jerry Hostetler with Jamie Miller as we get set to begin this 2018-19 season. The Westview Warriors hosting the Bethany Bruins. And we'll be pausing here for the national anthem, and let's see who it's going to be sung by tonight. It's like Lauren Reedsecker, senior here at Westview, will be singing our national anthem. Beautiful rendition of our national anthem by Lauren Reedsecker, the senior here at Westview. Jamie, we've got not only some good basketball players, we've got some good singers here at Westview, don't we?
It'll be hard to top that the rest of the year, I believe.
I think so. But they just keep bringing them out every game. So we will, I think, Justin, you can correct me, our engineer Justin Geigley, but I believe we're starting out with just audio tonight. We're replacing one of the cables. We're trying to get our video up and going. And so we will bring you video as soon as we get that problem corrected. So we're sorry about that, but we'll bring you audio basketball tonight. So let's take a look at the starting lineups first of all, for the Bethany Bruins. They'll go at one guard with 6-foot junior Jacob Plank. At another guard position will be Beck Willems, a 5'11 freshman. Number 24 will be Caleb Schenk, a 6'2 junior. Keyshawn Smith, the 6'3 senior, will start at a forward, and Jack Van Gunten will start in the middle today for the Bethany Bruins. He's a 6'3 junior. And the Bethany Bruins are coached by Ryan Gingrich, who's in his third year at the helm of the Bruins. He has compiled a 7-37 record, and he is a graduate of Goshen High School. The Warriors will go with Dennis Wingard at one guard, the 5'11 senior. Charlie Yoder, leading scorer from last year for the Warriors, is growing another inch, and he's at 6'5", and he'll be at a guard. He's a junior. Elijah Hales will be at a third guard. He's 6'4". He's a senior. At a forward position tonight will be 6'4" sophomore Drew Litweiler. At the other forward position tonight for the Warriors will be Josh Hostetler, back from last year. Josh is 6'1" senior. Dan's whistling in the background, and the officials, as he has them pretty well trained, will wait till he's done to start the ball game. I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's a pretty good atmosphere here tonight. The crowd really filled in there toward the end of the JV game. And I think everybody's just kind of excited to see something different start up.
Tip is in the air, controlled by the Warriors. Litweiler gets the pass left side from Hales. He'll swing it around to the right side of Charlie Yoder. Now down on the baseline to Litweiler. Back to Charlie inside. Josh puts up the hook and hits, and he's fouled. So the Warriors draw first blood here tonight in this battle with the Bruins. And Josh Hostetler will be going to the stripe, trying to convert on the old-fashioned three-point play. And he hits. Back come the Bruins now. Caleb Schenk takes it right side, looking for help. He's hawked there by Josh Hostetler. Ball almost stolen away, but repossessed by Jacob Plank. Plank drives it down the lane and pulls it back up on the pass. It'll come to Beck Willems. Willems bounce passes it right side to Van Gunten. Van Gunten outside to Keyshawn Smith. They'll swing it around left side to Schenk. Back out front, over to come to Plank. The Warriors, of course, in a man-to-man. And since we're doing audio only, Bethany is dressed in their blue uniforms, road uniforms with white numerals and white lettering, of course, and the Warriors in their home whites with red and gold. Gold letters trimmed in red. Shot for the baseline, no good. Rebound Van Gunten. He'll put it up, missed, too hard, still battled for, and Keyshawn Smith hustles out and gets it. So a couple offensive boards there, Jamie.
Yeah, this kind of offense that Bethany's running is, you know, you talk about patience on offense. We're having to be patient on defense a little bit.
Yeah.
And so the last possession, they finally got their shot because Elijah gambled for it and missed. And that time Josh fouled. So we don't want to play defense for a minute every time down the floor, but early on we may have to do that a little bit.
Bethany will be inbounding after the foul on Josh. With the basketball is Willems. His shot's no good. And now we have a push. An offensive foul is going to be called on Bethany, and we'll come back the other way.
In the preseason article, I was researching Bethany a little bit. Willems is pretty highly thought of by the coaching staff. He's got a pretty good skill level, and he'll be tested tonight with the defense that we put on.
Charlie drives the baseline left side. He's fouled. Misses the shot, but he'll go to the free throw line shooting a pair. Westview 3, Bethany nothing. 6:25 to go in the first quarter. And Justin, we still have access to where the fans can see the score, correct? Okay. And like I said earlier, we'll get that video up as soon as we get our problems corrected.
I'm interested to see 34 Smith. Keyshawn Smith, he had to sit out last year because of a knee injury. And so he's back. He provides a little athleticism out there, and he's a senior, so he's a strong player.
Let's go, Charlie hits both free throws. 4-0 now, Westview. With the ball is Plank, and he's double teamed and tied up by Litweiler. Good defense that time by Drew Litweiler. Bethany will be inbounding right in front of the Westview bench off to our left. Evan M. Brown. There's 2 Evan Browns on the Bethany roster this year. Evan M. Brown brought the ball in from out of bounds. Willems is double teamed. We have a timeout. It's going to be called by Coach Gingrich of Bethany.
He saw the 1-3-1 press coming and called it before we even got it.
Smart coach.
Yeah, we had Elijah and Charlie on the ball that time. That would have been a tough pass to get out of.
6:10 to go in the first quarter. We'll keep it right here for this early timeout in this basketball game. Good to have you aboard for another season of Westview Warrior basketball. We'll be right back at it on Saturday night as the Warriors will host the Northridge Raiders right here at Westview High School. And while we have a chance, I'd like to remind you that the pizzas are back this year. You could win a pizza at halftime. We'll have a trivia contest. This year it's sponsored by Shipshy Pizza, and we appreciate their sponsorship of that. You have a chance to win a 1-topping large pizza from Shipshy Pizza at halftime. So be listening for our trivia contest and be ready to use those thumbs or whatever you text with. We don't have callers calling in, we have you texting in. And so we'll bring you that at halftime tonight.
We did have a little scrimmage, preseason scrimmage about a week ago. We played Mishawaka, but other than that, we've had to beat on each other for quite a while. We showed a lot of different varieties of lineups the other night, and so I think we'll see that here tonight too.
Plank with the basketball for Bethany. He drives it right side. Then it's stolen away, stripped away by Josh Hostetler. He gets it ahead to Charlie in the paint, tries to put it up, goes out of bounds, deflected out of bounds by Bethany. It'll be Westview basketball underneath their own hoop off to the left. Elijah Hales will bring it in for the Warriors.
I think Charlie might have had a layup if he'd have gone with his weak hand that time, but.
Yeah, he went to the left side. He's left-handed. Cutting across the lane. Beautiful pass in there by Litweiler to Hales, cutting across the paint. And the Warriors go up by 6. 6-0 now. The pass thrown away. Willems tried to get the pass across the court to Evan M. Brown and went through his hands and into the Bethany bench.
Well, Bethany hasn't had a winning record since 2010. And I think, you know, as a coach, when you've had a losing culture, you at least want to create some habits that are good. And
long three by Charlie from the left side is off the mark, but chased down by Wingard. Tries to save it in bounds and gets it into the hands of the Bethany Bruins. Coming back with it is Willems, and we have a whistle, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll belong to Bethany. It'll stay in the hands of the Bruins.
And some of those habits you want to instill: play hard, don't make unforced turnovers, which they just did. At least give yourself a chance if you're not turning the ball over a lot. So
Willems tries to get it in, knocked out of bounds, and it'll still stay in the hands of Bethany as they'll inbound from the corner, extended from underneath their basket off to the right. Inbounding is Willems. And a 5-second violation on Willems. Couldn't get it in bounds, so it'll be another turnover on Bethany, and Westview will bring it back in a hurry. Litweiler with it on the baseline left side will bring it back out front. Hales drives it into the paint, goes to Charlie in the corner, left side, nothing but net for Charlie from there. His first three of the season. Another timeout called by Bethany. We'll take a short one here. 5 minutes, 7 seconds to go in the first period. It's Westview off to a 9-0 lead over the Bethany Bruins. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Does your paint job need a refresh? Got too many dings and scratches? Let Hyde Auto Body take care of it for you. No matter the type of vehicle, motorcycle, trailer, or truck cab, Height Auto Body's experienced paint specialists will attend to every detail, so you don't have to. We aim to be #1 in customer service, and your satisfaction is always guaranteed. We're located west of State Road 9 on US 20. Height Auto Body, a trusted name in the community for over 20 years.
And we're back at Westview, ready to resume action. Jamie, this is a bad sign. I'm already starting to get a little hoarse, and we're not even through the first period yet.
Well, you didn't have a scrimmage to go through the other day.
That's right.
I suppose I still talk to clients enough during home inspections that my voice stays limber.
Keep it going. Yeah, just sitting in an office all day. And I'm basically by myself, and I don't talk that much. So.
Well, we're a team. I got your back. If you go quiet all of a sudden.
If I go down, you'll step right in, I'm sure. Inbounding will be Beck Willems. He bounce passes it into Van Gutten. Van Gutten takes it up court, crosses the timeline. He's working against Wingard. And now Charlie helps out. Now to Plank. Plank in the center circle has to go across the court, and they're going to call it over and back. So I thought maybe they wouldn't because it was tipped, but
yeah, my eyes aren't quick enough to catch what happened there.
To kind of replay it in your memory.
But it looked like Dennis tipped it, so I don't know.
Westview with the ball. Hales in the corner left side, gives it off to Charlie on the wing left side. He bounce passes it down low to Hales. He'll post up and go in for the shot. Misses, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the stripe shooting 2.
One thing I'm interested to watch as this year goes on is the ball pressure that we put on. Last year we did a really good job with Kenton and Jeremiah and Sam to an extent, putting ball pressure on out front. As Elijah makes the first one. And, we don't have those 3 now. Those are tough little senior guards and a forward that were good teammates and played hard. And, they had a role and they played it. And so who takes that spot?
Right.
Not everybody can shoot all the time. And Drew Letweiler is, the advantage I think we have this year is we're a little bit longer and taller in some spots. And so that covers a lot more court.
Willems with the ball. He'll pop it from 15. Nothing but air that time. And here comes Charlie Yoder. Down to Wingard, breaking to the basket, puts it up and in. Almost got too far underneath, but he was able to get it to go.
Yeah, I can't believe he got that up there. I thought for sure that was headed for the bottom of the rim.
Turnover on Bethany as it goes into the Westview bench. It'll come back Westview's way. 4:16 to go in the opening quarter. Westview 13, Bethany 0. Charlie puts it up, misses off the glass, gets his own rebound, and he'll pull it out of trouble. Hales now will pop a 3, and he is. Westview off to a 16-0 lead with 4:04 to go in the first quarter. Another timeout called by Bethany. This will be a full-time or a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here for this one. Say we're off to a pretty decent start.
Yeah.
It's,
you don't want to get it too ahead of yourself, but you can just see the talent's just oozing out there. And then we bring guys in off the bench who are athletic, and we don't have Nick out there yet.
Right. Yeah, so. But we didn't really talk much. We didn't even talk about that. I talked about that injury with, actually the cleanup job on his knee with Coach Yoder, but we hadn't really talked about it. But
yeah, he and Charlie and Elijah in particular really had good summers, and Nick really progressed, and I think we're going to see some exciting things out of him this year as well. So a little disappointing you couldn't have got that done a little earlier, but that way he'll be a little fresher later in the season maybe.
Yeah, where we might miss him is on Saturday night.
Right,
we'll see.
Yep, when we play a little bigger teams with a little more firepower.
Van Gutten with the basketball. He'll get it to Keyshawn Smith. Now into the hands of Brown, Evan M. Brown. And we have a whistle and a reach-in foul is going to be called on Wingard.
We're not the most, as we play this season, we're not the most athletic team on our schedule, but we have pretty good athleticism, 1 through 10. And so I think it shows in games like this where they really have even trouble completing a pass.
Well, Jordan Schrock showed us some talent last year. I think mostly, of course, on the JV. Keyshawn Smith makes the first basket of the evening for the Bethany Bruins as they finally get on the board here with just 3:28 to go in the first quarter. Hales drives it down the lane, gives out to Charlie. His three-pointer in and out, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by a pair of Warriors. Josh Ostetler and Schrock were both there.
I think what we're trying to do here, picking up full court, is just we don't want Bethany to come down and hold the ball for a minute every time down.
Right.
Just get them out of their comfort zone, make them, you know, if we give up a few shots that maybe we normally wouldn't, so be it. But
Willems forced that one up and had it blocked, partially blocked, and back come the Warriors down. Hales gets it out front to Josh Ostetler. He'll move it right side on the wing to Wingard. Back out front to come to Charlie. He'll hand it off to Schrock, Jordan Schrock. Josh Ostetler now drives it into the lane. Wide open underneath is Wingard. Good feed by Josh to get it down low to Dennis Wingard for the layup. 18-2, 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. Willems picks up his dribble out front. Gets the ball out to Van Gutten. Charlie Yoder on him. Van Gutten drives it down to the wing left side. Has it knocked away from behind to Josh Ostetler. Breakaway layup. He'll put it up. Missed a shot, but he was pushed away anyway. It'll be a two-shot foul coming for Josh. He was fouled by Evan M. Brown.
oh, they're going to call it on the floor. Oh, no, now they're calling it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that had to be on the shot.
So that'll send Josh to the stripe shooting two.
I think all the players are a little bit stronger, but Josh is the guy that kind of pops out to me that's a little.
Yeah, his arms look bigger.
Right. He's been pumping iron this off season, I guess.
Apparently he has. 4 points now for Josh, and now 5 as he hits both free throws. 20-2 now, Westview by 18. 2:20 to go in the first quarter. Bringing the ball up for Bethany is Caleb Schenk. Picks up his dribble. He's hawked there by Yoder. And now we have another 5-second call. Good defense by Westview, causing the turnover. Josh Ostetler inbounding right in front of assistant coach John Jancy. Gets it to Hales as he drives toward the bucket and is fouled. Keyshawn Smith picks up the foul for Bethany. That'll be his second. Josh Ostetler comes out. Litweiler come back in. No, it's one of the twins.
Yeah, Luke, I think, came in.
And a traveling violation on the Warriors, so one of their few turnovers of the evening.
Well, the double and triple teams are starting early for Charlie. Well, the good thing is we have a lot of other options, so.
Now we're going to go full court press, it looks like. Inbounding will be Evan M. Brown. Baseball passes halfway down the court, and Charlie intercepts. Gets it to Litweiler. He'll put it up short. Tries to get his own rebound. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westview. It'll be Bethany basketball. Once again, the Warriors putting on the full court pressure. With the ball is Jacob Plank. He'll get it to Evan M. Brown. Now to Caleb Schenk. Schenk looking for help. They got to get it across the timeline, and now they have a whistle, and a shoe came off and was out in the middle of the floor, so they had to have an official's timeout. And that's probably the best thing that could have happened to Bethany.
Yeah, that saved them from a 10-second violation, I think. We're going to have to tape Jordan's shoe on next time.
Tristan Moore, 6-foot sophomore, has checked into the ball game. He had gotten it across the timeline, but it looked like he carried it across. But that was after the whistle. Now we have an offensive foul as Caleb Schenk, I don't think he did it on purpose, but he came up high with those elbows and caught Charlie in the chin.
I think if I was down 20-2 and somebody was guarding me like that, I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah. I would, yeah. Now Charlie's getting talked to. I think it was.
I wonder if he's waiting to see if there is any blood.
That could be.
Now what?
Well, they just accidentally. Inadvertent buzzer. Willems with a rebound off the missed shot by Westview, and back come the Bruins. Jacob Plank now with it. He'll get it to Willems. Willems has it knocked away. And we have a reach-in foul is going to be called on Charlie Yoder. With the ball is Evan Brown as he gets it inbound to Tristan Moore. Now the pass, interior pass is knocked away, and stepping out of bounds for chasing the ball down with Jacob Plank. So it'll be Westview's ball coming back the other way. Substitution back in for Bethany is Keyshawn Smith. Coming out of the ball game will be Evan M. Brown.
It's been a long first quarter.
Yeah, it has. I keep thinking it's the second quarter and we're going to halftime, but it's just the first. Minute 10 to go. Ball stolen away on the errant pass inside by Westview, and Willems comes up with it. He'll give it to Tristan Moore. Tristan Moore drives on Schrock and gets it back out front to Willems. Inside a minute now to go in the first quarter. Willems trying to drive on Litweiler. Gives it off to Tristan Moore, and he misses a shot. Rebound Bethany. Willems will force it up from the right side. Too long. Long rebound comes down to Litweiler. Back come the Warriors now. With the ball out front is Litweiler. He'll give off to Hales. Hales dragged his pivot foot. There'll be a turnover on the Warriors.
Well, the hard thing in a game like this is keeping your intensity, being sharp when you're up this much, and where the other team's clearly outmanned. But we'll do fine. I think coach is going to give them a little more rope this year.
We don't want any injuries either.
No.
Willems through the hands of Tristan Schenk, or Tristan Moore, I should say. So another turnover on Bethany. 14.9 seconds to go now in the first quarter. 20-2 Westview. Hales walks the ball up. Westview, I'm sure, will be content to try to take the last shot of this quarter. Hales will pop it from 15, no good. Long rebound of Van Gutten, and that will do it for the first quarter of play here from Westview in the opening game of the season. And Westview with a very comfortable 20-2 lead over Bethany. We'll be back with second quarter action right after this timeout.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school.
I'll pay you back.
In my community.
Indiana high school sports.
One's fine.
They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
When you're turning your house into a home, your furniture plays a big part in the finished product. You'll love the finished products at Weaver Furniture Sales in Shipshewana. Come see the Weaver family. They will work with you to find a piece that fits your needs, or they'll have it custom built just for you. Weaver Furniture Sales is located just south of 5 and 20 in Shipshewana. Visit their website at weaverfurnituresales.com.
And we're back ready to start the second quarter of play. Westview with a very comfortable 20-2 lead as we begin, and Westview gets the ball.
And we have our starters back in there too.
Josh Hostetler pops it from the top of the circle. No good. Out of the hands of Smith into the hands of Charlie Yoder. Litweiler inside. He puts it up, misses a shot. Now we have it over the back was Winger. Dennis picks up his second foul.
Yeah, Drew's fighting hard in there. I think he got fouled that time, and they didn't. You don't get those calls when you're up 20-2.
Van Gutten now with the basketball for Bethany. He picks up his dribble, has it knocked out of bounds. It'll be, well, the official's going to ask for help. Charlie's trying to influence his decision. It's going to be white ball. Going to be Westview. So Charlie was pretty convincing there, I think.
Yeah, that's why I'm not a referee. I can't. Those things are tough for me to see.
It happens so fast, I tell you.
It does.
Hales to Litweiler. Left side to Wingard from the corner, and that's a 3. Dennis with his first 3 of the season. That gives him 7 tonight. 23-2 now. Just about a minute gone here in the second quarter. And Gooden with the basketball.
Charlie's getting awful close to picking one off here at half court. If it goes the other way, it might get
dunked.
It might.
Shot from the baseline is no good, but Bethany is fouled on the shot. Litweiler picks up the foul. That's his first non-shooting foul, so Willems will inbound for Bethany. He gets it into Von Gooden. Von Gooden brings it out front on the dribble. He's being guarded by Charlie Yoder. Take it all the way to the right side, then stepped in and stolen away by Wingard. Charlie Yoder now with the ball. He'll take it down to the baseline right side. Inside pass, wide open Josh Hostetler, and he lays it in off the window. 7 now for Josh. Westview's lead at 23 now, 25-2.
It really mirrors the JV game. The JV game was 21-2
right.
after one quarter.
Ball intercepted by Josh Hostetler on the attempted pass across the key. Now we have a whistle and a foul's going to be called on Bethany. And let's see, that's going to go on. 44, that's Von Gooden. That's his second. And that'll send Charlie Yoder to the stripe, shooting 1-1.
I think by now our team is really good, of course, at getting good shots each time down the floor. But I think on defense, you can just see our experience. We know when to help, we know when to not. We know where the pass is going when we do help, and getting a lot of easy steals that way.
Charlie's shot is up and good. 3 for 3 from the free throw line for Charlie tonight to go along with a 3-point shot. So he has 6 and now 7 as he hits both free throws. Building the Westview lead to 25 now, 27-2. Evan M. Brown gets the ball to Willems. Willems, little forearm shiver there, got away with it. Keyshawn Smith tries to drive on Hales. Bounce passes it to Tristan Moore. Moore picks up his dribble. Has it knocked away, regains possession, gets it to Smith. Smith crosses the timeline. Bounce passes it right side in the corner to Willems. Willems tries to get it to Smith. Good hustle by Charlie, knocks it away. Drives the baseline, little jumper on the floater's no good. And it was pulled out of there by Bethany, but we have a traveling violation and it'll stay on the Westview side of the court. Elijah Hales brings it into Charlie Yoder. The jumper inside the arc is no good, but he's fouled. And it'll be another 2-shot foul coming for Charlie. 5.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Coach alluded to a little bit, I think, our summer, some of the teams we played. And, you know, in the summer it's different. You don't have all the players from our team aren't there, and, you know, there's no scouting. You just show up and you play. And so it was really, we played a lot of
really good
upper level teams.
Yeah,
and there was a few games where it was Charlie and Elijah and a bunch of sophomores.
Really?
You know, who had just basically were still freshmen almost. And so good chance to.
Willems with the basketball. Charlie made 1 out of 2 of his free throws. Tristan Moore takes it down the baseline. He's fouled on the attempted block there by Josh Hostetler.
I forgot, I can't keep rattling on. There's no video. They need to know what's going on.
Maybe you can tonight, though. That's probably okay. Tristan Moore will be at the free throw line for Bethany. His shot's up off the back of the rim, no good.
One thing Bethany struggled with for years is having playmakers. You know, guys that can just take the ball and take it to the basket. And because they really have to catch and shoot or drive it all the way to the basket. And They got some younger players, I think, that can do that, but they're not showing much tonight.
Good block out by Wingard on the missed free throw, and back come the Warriors. Blake Egley is checked into the basketball game for Westview. Wingard, Egley, left side, Hales for three, and he hits. It's his second three of the night. Gives him 10 on the evening, 31-2. Willems in the corner looking for help. Right side, gives it off to Tristan Moore. Moore fakes the handoff and drives it all the way to the hoop, puts it up, won't go in, and the rebound's pulled out of there by Charlie Yoder. He'll get it ahead to Hales. Not a Litweiler. He takes it in, puts it up. Good drive to the basket by Litweiler, the sophomore.
They're just skill at every position for us, and guys that can just finish on their own. And it's really, Drew's really a skilled player, and he's just going to get better.
Well, we saw him just go crazy last year on the JV sometimes with his shooting from outside.
Right. Yeah, he gets hot from three. He can make 5 or 6 of them quick.
Charlie Yoder bounce passes it underneath. Wingard hits again. Dennis Wingard now with 9. Bringing it up is Evan M. Brown for Bethany. 35-2 is our score. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first half. And don't forget, we have a pizza giveaway coming up from Shipsy Pizza at halftime.
Can we enter?
No. Although a pizza right now sounds pretty good.
It does sound pretty good. Do they sell pizza at the concession stand?
I don't believe so.
I don't think they do.
Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to Westview. Back into the ball game is Luke Miller for Westview. Also coming back in is Jordan Schrock. Now we have Dennis Wingard, Elijah Hales, Jordan Schrock, Luke Miller, and who did I miss? Maybe that's it. Oh, Egley.
Oh,
Blake. Shot by Hales, good. Inside the arc that time. He has 12.
Elijah has gone from a freshman to you're scared when he shot it to now he's just a dead eye.
Yeah, he
it's
is.
amazing.
Pretty much know it's going in.
Yeah, it's amazing how much he's improved.
37-2. Westview. 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Driving down to the baseline is Willems.
We've kind of taken our own crowd out of the game.
Yeah, we have. Keyshawn Smith misses the drive. Good drive to the basket, but couldn't get it to go. Hales gives it out front to Wingard, now to Egley. They'll swing it around right side. Schrock will put it up, and got it. Jordan Schrock. Are those his first 2 varsity points? It does
I think
seem
they might be.
Could be. I'm not sure whether he got into some games last year or not at the end of the season. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay in the hands of Westview as they'll come back.
Well, Bethany's made some changes to their schedule. I don't know if you read that. They dropped some of the bigger schools and got some more, in the 1A level, which should, should help them. We want them to have success, and you got to get a few wins to really,
definitely.
Can't lose all the time and improve. So
I know they play.
They dropped Northwood, LaVille, and Central Noble, and then they picked up some 1A schools. Now LaVille's relatively small, and so is Central Noble, but still a little bit notch above them.
I noticed the preseason rankings had LaVille way up in the 2A polls.
Did they?
Yeah.
I know they have some returners, but a lot of times those polls are based on last year.
Right.
So
Luke Miller hits 2 free throws for the Warriors now. 2:05 to go in the first half. Bethany with the basketball. Out front is Tyson Miller, seeing his first action of the night.
I think he was on the JV.
That could be. He does look familiar. Von Gutten now with the ball. He's back from last year. Willems.
Well, one thing with this much depth is you can't let up. If you're talking about us playing defense.
Right.
I mean, if you slack, there's somebody coming in for you.
Right. Yeah, that's the quickest way to come out of the ball game, isn't it?
Exactly.
Von Gutten with his first 2 of the night, 41-4 now. Charlie Yoder works it into the paint, puts up a left-handed jump hook, and it's good.
I mean, we have 11 on the varsity that can play, and there's 2 or 3, 4 guys maybe on the JV that could contribute at nearly the same level, I believe, as some of the, as 8 through 10. So a lot of depth right now.
Pretty deep.
Yeah.
Yep. Ball off the shoe of one of the Bethany players. Back to Westview. Now Luke Miller works his way in. Off the baseline left side, makes the basket, and he's fouled. 4 points now for Luke, and he'll get a chance at the free throw line to complete the 3-point play. 62 seconds shows on the clock here in the first half. Good offensive board on the missed free throw by Jordan Schrock. Can't get the shot to go. Pulled down by Jacob Plank, and back come the Bruins. Tyson Miller with Blake Egley on him. Ball stolen away. Now loose on the floor, and we have a tie-up. It's going to stay in the hands of Bethany.
So we have one starter out there right now.
Charlie's the lone starter. Although, no, Litweiler started.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Willems had to chase it down way in the backcourt. Brings it back up now. He'll get the pass to Evan M. Brown. Brown drives it down the baseline, has it go off his shin and out of bounds. So it'll be Westview ball.
That's just an example of skill right there that you need. He had his man halfway beat, but he just couldn't finish. So
right.
But they're working on that. It sounds like they had a good summer, and it's a hard-working team. So I'm sure they're going to have some good games this year.
45-4. Charlie Yoder with it out front for Westview as they'll watch the clock tick down. Now I'll make the move toward the basket. Loses a handle, and now we have a tie-up. It's going to be Westview ball on the alternating possession. 3.2 seconds to go. Egley, quick pass inbounds to Charlie. He'll drive it toward the basket, put it up. Clock hasn't started yet. And they're going to call at the end of the quarter. So we come to an end of the first half of play here at Westview High School. And our score at halftime, Westview 45 and Bethany 4.
You haven't said those words in ever, have you?
I don't think so. Because I've never announced any, like younger basketball. I've seen maybe some like this at Westview or at Meadowview on Saturday morning, but not here. So it's time for our Shipsy Pizza halftime pizza giveaway trivia contest. And Shipsy Pizza is located on State Road 5 North in Shipshewana. The winner of tonight's contest will receive a certificate from Laguana for a free large one-topping pizza from Shipsy Pizza. So please text, don't call, text your answer to the following number, 260-463-6505. That's 260-463-6505. And tonight's Shipsy Pizza trivia question is, and this has to do, this was for Saturday night, but I guess I'll go ahead and use it because I'm not, it has a Northridge theme to it. And I must have grabbed the wrong one when I left the office. So I guess we'll have to think ahead a little bit.
I think we can look forward at this point.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a little bit of a Northridge theme to it here because it was meant for Saturday, but we're doing it tonight. What former Westview graduate who played soccer, basketball, and was also a pole vaulter, I believe, on the track team at Westview, went on to graduate from Goshen College and then taught and also served as a highly successful varsity soccer coach at Northridge? And remember, the theme is Northridge because this was intended for the Raider game on Saturday night. So if you know that answer, you can text to 260-463-6505. Once again, what former Westview graduate played soccer, basketball, and was a pole vaulter at Westview, went on to college at Goshen, and then taught and also served as a varsity soccer coach over at Northridge. Who was that individual? Text your answer to 260-463-6505. Halftime score, Westview 45, Bethany 4. We'll wait. Hopefully we'll get some halftime stats from the locker room. And we'll be back with those right after this timeout.
Do you fret about potential health hazards in your home? Is something eating away at your walls? Stop fretting and do something about it by calling Gold Key Home Inspections. We are a full-service company trained to identify wood-destroying insects, perform mold testing, evaluate the home for radon gas, and do more detailed inspections such as sewer line and thermal imaging. Don't lay awake at night wondering. Call Gold Key today to set up your specialized appointment and leave the worrying to us.
Does your paint job need a refresh? Got too many dings and scratches? Let Hyde Auto Body take care of it for you. No matter the type of vehicle, motorcycle, trailer, or truck cab, Hyde Auto Body's experienced paint specialists will attend to every detail, so you don't have to. We aim to be number one in customer service, and your satisfaction is always guaranteed. We're located west of State Road 9 on US 20.
I could go over the scoring.
Hyde Auto Body, a trusted name in the community for over 20 years.
Okay, right after this one, Justin, just bring it back. We're back at Westview High School. Jerry Hostetler with Jamie Miller. Let's take a look at the scoring for tonight's ball game at halftime. 45-4, Westview leading. And they are led in scoring by Elijah Hale. Do you want to do this, Jamie, since you're back now?
I can. We can save your voice a little bit.
Yeah, I just started, so.
Okay, we'll start with Westview.
Yep.
Westview led tonight so far. Well, actually several people leading us. So let's start at the top. Dennis Winger, number 3, has 9 points, 3 field goals, and 4 field goals, including a 3-pointer for 9 points. Charlie Yoder has 10. He's got a 3-pointer, a 2-pointer, and 5 free throws. Elijah Hales, not sure he's missed tonight yet. He has 12. He actually leads us in scoring. He's got 2 3-pointers, 2 2-pointers, and 2 free throws. Jordan Schrock, number 15, 6-foot sophomore, has 1 bucket for 2 points. Same with Drew Letweiler, a 6'4 sophomore, 1 bucket for 2 points. Luke Miller came in. He's a 5'11 sophomore. He's got 4 points, a basket and 2 free throws. And Josh Hostetler, like he does many nights, got us started off and finished with 2 field goals and 3 free throws for a total of 7 points. So a total of 45 so far. For Bethany, this is going to go pretty quickly. We got number 34, Keyshawn Smith, has a basket for 2 points. And number 44, Jack Von Gunton, has a basket for 2 points. That's the end. So
didn't take long.
So 45-4. So what's a coach say to your team when you're ahead 45-4 at halftime? So I think
what do they, coach?
Well, you don't want to humiliate a team, but you want to maintain your edge. And so I think the number one emphasis is just play hard, especially on the defensive end. You know, I would be very surprised if we'd see him come out and do any full court pressing or half court pressing. It'll just be standard man-to-man. I know the JV, when they got up, what was it, 28-2, they just played from the 3-point line in. In other words, it didn't extend the pressure, which allows the other team to at least reverse the ball and get into their offense and things like that. So I imagine that's the route we'll be headed. Maybe not right away, but as the quarter wears on or toward the fourth. But he won't, Coach Yoder won't accept any, lethargic plays or sloppiness, or don't want any of that to come in. There's no excuse for it. We're experienced. Our guys have played a ton of basketball, and whoever, it doesn't matter who the opponent is. We play like we're supposed to. So I think that's the conversation that's going on in there.
Yeah, and you don't want to take out all your starters for the rest of the way.
Right.
Because you got to keep them sharp. I mean, we have another game coming up later this week. So
yeah, it's a tough balance. You know, this game, like you said, it's a traditional first game opener, and there's been some good games over the years, but it's been quite a while since there's been a competitive one. And so it's, you know, you play the schedule you got and you do the best you can, and then you move on. It's a good way to get out the jitters at least. It's a good way to get in the rhythm with your different teammates. You know, there's 8 sophomores in the program, I believe, right now. I think I'm counting right. And they're all going to take turns rotating up through the varsity, so that, you know, we lose, what, 5 players after this year? 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And so we need to get that experience at the varsity level right now. So it looks like you might have a winner.
Yeah, we do. Actually, we do. I don't know. We're talking, if this is the same guy that there's, you know, a few Kevin Millers that live in the area, but Kevin Miller did get the answer, but he also works for Leguana. This was a,
Tell him he can't win.
yeah, it was a tough one. I mean, it goes back, Kevin and I, well, I'm a little older than Kevin, but it was only the guy that actually was the Northridge soccer coach and graduated from Westview, graduated in 1974, but he recently retired as a soccer coach over at Northridge. And
well,
so,
it's not wrong to make people earn their pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't give them a layup on the first night.
So yeah, Kevin did get the answer, but he's ineligible for that because he's an employee of the of Leguana Printing.
So in other words, keep texting.
Yes, well, I've already given him the answer now.
Oh, you have?
I think.
Okay.
Okay, I might have another one here.
No, I don't think you gave the answer.
Oh, yeah, Kevin said that I am right, that is Kevin. He said that. So he was the only one that called, right? Or texted. Yeah. So we don't, unless, okay, let me check one more time here. This is, okay. Yeah, Kevin said the downside to working at Leguana, he can't win the pizza. So maybe we'll make it a little easier now that I've gotten through the first game here, and I've blown using that for the Northridge game anyway, so maybe I'll come up with a
well, we could, if you don't get it, I don't think you said the answer.
Maybe I didn't.
So you could carry it over if needed.
Well, in fact, I'll give you guys a chance. Okay, I've given you a few more hints. He graduated in 1974. He coached varsity soccer at Northridge. So if you want to keep texting, you can. We had some other, John Madden, yeah, he was a former coach of the Oakland Raiders, but
that was one of the guesses?
Yes. John Madden. We're ready to begin now. Bethany with the basketball to start the second half, trailing 45-4 to the Warriors. With the basketball inside as Keyshawn Smith has it knocked away from Litweiler, but into the hands of Wingard. Now to Charlie Yoder, and he puts it in. So Westview brings their original starting lineup back out on the floor in the second half. Ball knocked out of bounds as Hales knocked the ball away and then just took it the rest of the way out of bounds. So Bethany will inbound underneath their own bucket off to the right. Willens will inbound for the Bruins. And a 5-second call on Bethany, so a turnover.
Yeah, we're playing hard, and we just have a lot of length out there. And that's with 2 of our guys on the bench that are 6'4".
Yeah.
So not something typically you see at Westview, but
no. Right
now we got a glut of them. I think the coach was kind of excited this summer. He looked out, and potentially we can put 5 guys out there that are around 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, so it's got to be one of the bigger Westview teams in history.
And they can all play. I mean,
right.
Sometimes you get a taller guy that maybe doesn't have quite the athletic ability and so forth, but these do.
Charlie hit another 2, so it's 49-4 now. Bethany with the basketball. Smith bounce passes it down low to Plank. He tries to post up, ball knocked away. Charlie Yoder comes up with a steal to Hales. Wide open underneath on the pass from Hales to Josh Hostetler, and Josh Banks at home. 9 now for Josh tonight. 6'1" senior.
It's just such a pleasure to play. Just speaking from experience, when you have a guy like Elijah out there who just sees the floor so well, and if you're open, you're going to get the ball.
Excellent passer, excellent ball player all the way around. Good feed underneath. Litweiler hits his second bucket of the night. 4 points for Litweiler. Coach Gingrich is frustrated. He's calling timeout.
That's 4.
Yeah, he's about done, isn't he?
Yeah.
6:17 to go in the third quarter. Westview 53 and Bethany 4, and we'll keep it right here.
I think what's frustration here is they've given up 4 straight layups to start this half.
Yeah.
We have one pass and a layup, and that doesn't matter who you're playing. There shouldn't be one pass and a layup. So.
Yeah, I could totally understand why they would want to get some more teams that they, in their caliber of 1A teams on their schedule. I mean, when you're playing Northwood, our team's obviously comparable to a Northwood this year. Even West Noble's still on their schedule, but a 3A team.
Yeah, they just at Bethany, it's difficult. They got low numbers. It's difficult to have a program where they have all levels every year, when they're developing and so forth, and so.
You don't see it so much anymore, but there used to be more kids from Westview that would go to Bethany like after junior high or after elementary school, and then they'd come back and they were always looking to, beat their former school. Yeah. But you don't see that as much anymore.
Yeah, they have one that I know of, Evan Brown. He's a freshman. He played on the JV. And
shot from the corner, no good by Hales. Gets his own rebound. No look pass to Charlie Yoder on the other side. He'll drive the baseline, and we have a whistle and a reach-in foul is going to be called on Bethany. So that's the Evan B. Brown, apparently. There's 2 Evan Browns.
Oh, there's 2 Evan Browns?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even realize that.
Westview inbounds it, gets it to Wingert. Out front, it'll come to Yoder.
We got Tim Brandenberger in the game.
Oh, yeah, first time tonight.
Tim's a 6'4" sophomore, and he's got a really athletic and long arms and good reflexes, or I should say instincts. That's more basketball savvy. So I'm excited about him. He's gained a lot of strength this offseason. He's really taken a good step forward.
Did he play JV tonight?
Yes, he did. He played the first half.
Saw him out there. Yeah, they look long on the JV too.
Yeah, they really did.
And it's exciting to have your son playing this year on the JV. I'm sure.
He's worked his way up and getting some good experience this year. Unfortunately, due to the genetic tree, he's not one of the longer ones, but he does a lot of good things out there and plays hard, and that's where you start.
Every time I looked up, he was in the game, so I think he might have played the most minutes of anybody, maybe. Westview doesn't convert on that possession. Bethany has it back, and we do have a winner now in our contest. Kelly Bontrager texted in Todd Woodworth, was the varsity coach at Northridge for soccer. Graduated from Westview, played on a basketball team. So congratulations to Kelly Bontrager. As Dennis Wingert puts in a shot.
Dennis is really good at getting down the floor and finishing. That's a couple of tough ones he's finished today.
He has 11. So Kelly, we will be, go ahead and text your address and we will mail you a Shipsy Pizza gift certificate. Text that address and we will send that out to you. Or if you want to come pick it up, that's fine. Either way, we'll get that pizza certificate from Shipsy Pizza to you. Willems, long pass out front. knocked away by Yoder, but into the hands of the Bethany Bruins' Caleb Schenk. Ball knocked around. Now it's into the hands of Yoder. And we have an offensive foul called on Westview.
Yeah, a little overzealous that time. It was about 1-on-4.
Got an elbow up, it looked like.
Well, Charlie's so skilled, he can get a shot in almost any situation. And that time, maybe it would have been better to wait a little bit.
That was a good steal by Charlie as he stepped in on that pass intended inside. Now Keyshawn Smith bounces it off the knees of Charlie. Smith pretty athletic.
That was a rough 30 seconds for Charlie.
Yeah, took a hard shot off the knees.
Well, an offensive foul.
Right.
And then he came back, got a steal. Then he got it stolen from behind.
Took an elbow in the chops in the first half. Or was it the first half?
Yeah, it was.
I think so. Plank with the basketball. He'll give it to Von Gunten out front. 3 minutes and 27 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Bethany's trying anything to get a bucket. They're running a bunch of back doors, and
Luke Miller, or wait, yeah,
that is Linden, I believe.
Or Linden, okay.
Luke is 31.
I'm gonna have to watch that this year because they look alike when I look out there.
Well, they do. I used to, when I coached them in 8th grade, I used to look at their shoes first because they had different shoes. And then they got smart the next year, and then they had the same color shoes. Now I was out of luck. So.
Yeah. Willems looking for help, and he just gets it off the plank before the whistle blew. 55-4 is our score. Just under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Thank goodness it's the third quarter. And not the first. Von Gunten with the ball, he'll bring it back out. Remember, we have Northridge coming up on Saturday night right here at Westview. We hope all of you can make it out for that basketball game, but if you can't, we'll bring it to you live on LaGuanaMedia.com. We're sorry for our video problems tonight. We'll get those corrected and get it back going for Saturday.
Yeah, a lot of anticipation for that game. Northridge has a new coach this year. He's got a lot of experience. He coached at Lafayette, Jeff. I think that was the name of it.
Yes,
and
also a good two-way school.
Yeah, also at North Montgomery, who actually was in our regional.
That's right.
Oh, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But they had a player that played on at Purdue, DJ Bird, and I got to meet him. And meet him when he bought his house. I got to inspect it.
Nice.
And he's a really nice guy. And so there's a lot of, whenever you have a new coach, there's anticipation and whatnot, whether it's, real or not. It's a new beginning. So
it should be an exciting basketball game.
Well, yeah, they got height, they got athletic ability, they got shooters, so it's going to be different than it is tonight.
Driving Bethany's Schenk, and he's fouled again by Linden as he tries to steal the ball away. That'll be number 2 on Linden Miller. Hales comes out as Egley comes back in. So Blake Egley's out there. We've got Brandon Berger, Linden Miller, Charlie Yoder still on the floor, and Josh Hostetler are the leftovers from the starting lineup. And we have another 5-second call. Good defense by Westview. Still hustling.
Yeah, I think Coach has to be happy with that. We have some of the guys that aren't starting in there now, so we'll see how we execute our offense. And it's going to take more execution than just.
Oh, a traveling violation on Charlie. I thought they were going to call a foul and then send him to the line shooting 3.
Yeah, that was the right call. He hopped a little bit. So it's been a little bit of a tough game for him tonight.
You can't really say that he's rusty because he's been playing. He hasn't stopped playing, I don't think, since last year.
You just get so excited.
Right.
You just do things you don't normally do, and so.
Well, I tell you, both the JV game and the varsity game tonight, it was like releasing caged animals.
That's a good way to put it.
28-2 and what? the JV game, and it was about that in the varsity game.
Yeah, it was 28-2, I believe, at halftime of the JV game. And tonight it was started out that, and it's never stopped.
Charlie at the stripe, and he hits. All right, Charlie with 15 points now for Charlie tonight. I think he's taken the lead in that department. 14 for Hales.
They have him as 14 up there right now, but.
Oh, okay. You know what? I think I did have an extra point.
Yeah, I think early his first 2 free throws, he missed one of them, and.
Okay, so so he and Elijah up until then. Charlie hit that one, I assume.
Yes, he did.
Okay. So now he has 15. Bethany with a basketball. That's Evan Brown. Ball knocked away. Still loose on the floor, and Lyndon Miller gets down in the scrum. And we have a held ball.
One thing you'll see with Luke and Lyndon both is they're just very tough. Bodies start banging, heads get knocked. They're usually the ones that come out on top. So I guess it's years of fighting each other, maybe, and older brothers.
Good point. Yeah, that's right. They had older brothers too. What do we have?
I think they called a foul on Lyndon. He was holding the shirt.
Officials tonight: Mike Gardner, Andrew Mishler, and Jody Burke on the court officiating this basketball game. Now we're having a discussion between 2 of them on the previous call right down here in front of us. So it'll be Bethany basketball right in front of their bench. Ball deflected, and coming up with the loose ball is Josh Hostetler. Drives it all the way to the hole and puts it in.
He's another in double figures now.
11 for Josh. With the basketball now for Bethany is Tyson Miller, who's checked back into the ball game. He'll get it to Jacob Plank. Now the pass comes down the low to Evan Brown. A little runner inside is no good, but he's fouled, and Evan will get a chance for the free throw line with a pair of free throws coming his way. 42.5 seconds to go in the third quarter. Evan Brown, a senior, 6'2" senior, and he hits.
And Bethany's on the board this half.
That's right. That's her first, isn't it? Second one goes halfway down, comes out. Lyndon Miller with a rebound for the Warriors. He'll give it to Charlie. He'll take it all the way down, put it up too hard off the glass, tipped out. Last touch by Begley, Blake Egley.
That's a shortcut name.
Yeah, there you go. Long 3 by Josh is off the mark. Good sky to get up there for Lyndon Miller and put up the shot. Misses, but he's fouled. So Lyndon will have a pair of free throws coming his way.
Well, I think this season's it's just gonna be a lot of fun. I think fans are gonna want to come out and get involved. It's gonna be, we're entertaining, we're skilled, we can shoot from a variety of positions, and it's just, you don't get seasons like this all the time.
Right.
We had a really good one last year. You know, there's nothing guaranteed. There's injuries that happen, but you know, I think we're better this year. We have the potential to be better. I don't know if our record will be any better because we play a really tough schedule.
That's the thing, yeah.
So we play, as Rob mentioned, a couple top 10 in the state schools.
Right.
I mean, at East Noble, at West Warsaw, at Angola, at Lakeland. So it's
like Rob says, that's what makes your team better.
Yep.
We play better competition. And that will bring an end to the third quarter. Charlie banks it in, but it won't count. Where do you shoot that from? It
was half court.
Yeah, it was about half court, I guess.
He's saying, sure, now one goes in.
Yeah. 62-5 is our score at the end of 3 quarters of play, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter right after this.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them.
So 17-1 that
the best
quarter.
way to lead is by example.
Indiana high school sports.
than more than just a game.
Yeah, I never wrote down the halftime score, but it was
45-4.
That's right.
So we've
When you're turning your house into a
20
home,
to 2,
your
25
furniture
to 2,
plays a
and
big
17
part
to
in the
1.
finished product. You'll love the finished
Wow.
products at Weaver Furniture Sales and Ships Your Money.
That's probably a first
Come
in
see the
Westview
Weaver
history,
family.
I would say.
They will work with you to find a piece that fits your needs,
I have
or
never,
they'll have it custom
well,
built
no, wait
just
a
for
minute.
you.
I think I did a
Weaver Furniture Sales is
military
located just
game one
south of
time
5 and
where
20
it was
in
a lot
Ships Your
better.
Money.
Similar to that.
But I don't
Visit
think
their
it was even
website
this
at
bad.
weaverfurnituresales.com.
Quick sip of my tea.
Yeah, I should have jumped in there and let you take your time with that.
Well, I kind of took a page out of your book, Jamie. I brought tea tonight. It's called Sleepy Time Tea, but I haven't fallen asleep yet.
Well, it usually takes a little while to kick in.
Oh,
so
man. I hope I get home.
I think it's just supposed to relax you. No caffeine, so you're not up till, midnight.
Yeah, there you go. Put a little honey in it and lemon. It's a little better than drinking Pepsi. Traveling violation on Linden. Looks like he used both feet as pivot feet. No, that's not Linden. That is Luke.
That's Luke, yep. Yeah, we've had a little bit, we've had some turnovers this half that are unforced, just travels, sloppy footwork.
Close guarding there by Luke, and he's whistling for the reach-in foul. So that'll be his first foul of the evening. Bethany will inbound right down here in front of us. Inbounding will be Evan Brown. With the ball is Willems. Willems bounce passes it left side to Jacob Plank. Plank carries it up to the top of the circle. Well, dribbles it up. Now takes it down to the baseline. Gives it off right side to Brown. Up front now it'll come to Willems between the circles. He'll take it all the way to the basket, have it knocked away, and we're going to have another foul on Westview.
I'd say probably the only way Bethany's going to hit double figures in this game is if we foul them and put them at the line, which is what we're doing.
Eglin's first. Go ahead.
Not that it's necessarily a goal to keep them under double figures, but.
Ball off the back of the iron by Willems. He's had the ball a lot, played a lot tonight, but he still hasn't gotten into the scorebook. Good looking freshman though.
Yeah, he's very calm out there. And he's going to have a good year and a good career, but we're just a little bit too much for him tonight.
And we have a foul this time on Bethany. On the other end of the court is Egley tried to drive the baseline left side. Hales will inbound for the Warriors. Underneath the Warrior basket off to the left. Egley gets it to Jordan Schrock out front. It'll come to Dennis Wingard. Left side on the wing to Hales. He'll take it down to the baseline and cross-court it. Jordan Schrock with a three is off the mark. No good. Van Gutten has it stripped away from him by Egley. Luke Miller, Jordan Schrock, Egley down to the hands of Hales. He'll take a long three and hit. (65-6) now Westview. Do you ever, do you think Coach Yoder would call off the threes after a while? Or is that something, that's another thing. You want the kids to stay sharp and work on those.
Right, he might. Rarely do you play a game, with the schedule that we play where you have something like this,
Right.
Nearly a 60-point lead. I don't think, he's not trying to embarrass anybody.
No.
We're not full court pressing. We're not jacking threes every time down the floor. We're just playing hard and getting layups, Ultimately, it's their job to stop us. But at the same time, you kind of know, hey.
Well, and we've had 4 of the 5 guys out on the court. Not right now, we don't, but we have had a lot of this second half, especially that aren't starters. There's Hales again with another three.
He's just so effortless out there anymore.
20 now for Elijah. 68-6 is our score. 5:45 to go. Willems with a three. It's just off the mark and a rebound. Luke Miller. He'll give it to Hales. Hales pops another three, and he hits.
Well, if they're not going to guard him, he's going to shoot it.
Yeah, they're not guarding him beyond the arc. 71-6, Westview, 5:27 to go in this fourth quarter. And we have a full timeout called. And let's take one 30-second break here. We'll be back right after this.
When you're turning your house into a home, your furniture plays a big part in the finished product. You'll love the finished products at Weaver Furniture.
I think he's giving Northridge something to watch.
Come see the Weaver family.
Oh,
Get a bid if you find a piece that fits your
letting him shoot threes like that.
We're gonna really have to stay on heels out there on the perimeter because he's just gonna be forcing those up.
He's just so.
71-6 is our score as we wind out on this one. First game of the season for the Westview Warriors and Bethany Bruins. Both teams will be back in action on Saturday night as Bethany will host West Noble and Westview will host Northridge.
Northridge has a couple of transfers this year. Sam Smith, who I believe was at Northridge in junior high and then left to go to Elkhart Memorial, is back. He was one of their better players, if I remember, from that class. Can't remember how big he is, but I think he's a guard. Yeah, 5'10" sophomore guard. And then they also have Sam Vogt. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, that name didn't sound familiar.
V-O-G-T, and he's transferred from the Washington, D.C. area.
Oh, wow.
From what I understand, he's actually a cousin of Northridge's returning leading scorer, Jackson Erickson.
Really?
So he's supposed to be a pretty good player and good defender, and so we'll see. It should be a great game on Saturday.
Should be exciting. Another steal for Westview. Coming up with it was Dennis Wingard. He'll take it all the way down the lane, put it up, missed the shot, but he's fouled. Willems picks up the foul. That'll be his third.
Well, I think the last time we played Bethany here, their score was similar.
It was very lopsided.
I think they scored 12 that game.
Well, they're halfway home.
And I didn't think there was any way it would be in the same ballpark tonight, and I was right. It was worse.
Really?
Well,
yeah, it is.
I'm looking up to see what it was 2 years ago. I don't even remember, but I remember they had, at least I think I remember they had around 12.
12 or 15. I don't know. Yeah, that Wingard misses his second free throw, but chases down the rebound. Good hustle by Dennis. Luke Miller, not a Litweiler. He'll drive it into the lane and give it off to Dennis Wingard. Back out front, it'll come. Egley takes a three.
So last year it was 82-36 at Bethany, and the year before it was 52-13 here. Okay. So I was off by one.
Yeah, you were close. Closer than me because I think I said 15. Driving down the lane as Willems misses a shot, but he'll get a chance for a couple at the free throw line.
Well, a couple of things going on here defensively is we really want to be able to defend for 32 minutes at the same level. And with our depth, there's no reason we can't. So I think that Coach, it seems like he made probably an emphasis in the locker room that this effort better stay.
Right.
And so that's why he's not calling off the dogs, so to speak. We do have one starter in the game now, but he's a relatively inexperienced starter. So
Keyshawn Smith chases down the missed free throw. Willems gets it back. Willems takes it out front between the circles. Bounce pass to Keyshawn Smith, high post right side. He'll drive it toward the hoop, and he's bumped by Luke Miller, and Luke will pick up his
fifth. Or maybe fourth. I think that's his fifth. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong column. That's his second. My fault.
Okay.
It's 4 points.
Yeah, Dan Byler sitting behind us, and he was saying this might be the most lopsided game that they've been involved in.
I know back in the late 80s we played some teams from Michigan. and we would put up 100 on them, but I imagine they had quite a few more.
That's we played White Pigeon and Constantine.
Yeah,
or
I believe
like
that's
that. Yeah.
that's the one. So I don't remember the scores from those exactly, but
Plank picks up a foul for Bethany, and that will send Luke Miller to the charity stripe. His shot is up and good. Luke with 5 points now here tonight. And seeing his first action in this ball game is Burkett. He's in. Little guard, about the size of Egley. Shot by Willems for three is no good. Keyshawn Smith is tied up with Luke Miller, and Smith will pick up the offensive foul.
yeah, Ben is, you know, he's not one of the taller guys, but he's a really crafty player. He stays low, he's fast, good shooter, and he just has a lot of good natural instincts for the game out there. So, pretty good ball handler. He's played a lot of, you know, AAU type basketball and just continue to develop.
Evan B. Brown now will come into the ball game. Saw him in the JV contest. As a matter of fact, his mom used to teach in the Westview system. I think she still does.
I think they do. I think she does. Yeah, they're our neighbors actually.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I went up and said hi to him because I haven't seen him in our neighborhood for about a year. You know how it is.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You don't see your neighbors much.
That's right. Luke Miller hits his free throw. 4 free throws tonight for Luke to go along with 1 regular field goal. 78-6 now is our score. 3:40 to go in this ball game. Second shot doesn't go and pulled down by Jacob Plank of Bethany. Schenk goes right side of Willems. Willems gets it to Evan B. Brown. He's looking for an outlet. He gives it to Willems. Willems takes it left side on the dribble, bounce passes it to Van Gunten. He'll take it around to the end of the paint now. Gets it out of trouble to Jacob Plank. Plank out front, it'll come to Schenk.
Really good individual defense there. They're trying to post up Blake right now.
Blake Egley came in from behind trying to knock the ball away. He did from Plank, but he made some contact, so Blake will be called for the personal foul.
Well, to add to the time on this game, they're now in the double bonus.
So it'll be 2 shots coming for Jacob Plank. That one's going to be no good, a little bit too hard. We get another one.
I think that's one of the youngsters that their coach was talking about, that he's excited about. Got a pretty nice release on his shot.
Second shot in the air, and this time it's good. First point of the night for Jacob Plank. He's a junior, 6 foot.
We got a touchdown now.
That's right.
And the extra point.
Yeah. Egley for 3, misses this time. Van Gunten pulls down the rebound for Bethany. He'll get it into the hands of Caleb Schenk. Schenk brings it up. Goes right, then pulls it back between the circles on the pass to Willems now left side. Willems, twisting move inside, gives to Van Gunten for 3, and it's off the mark, rebound. Good block out by Blake Egley. To Luke Miller. Swing it around the perimeter all the way over to Brandenburger. Back out front now, it'll come to Burkett. Right side is Luke Miller. Egley, Burkett, now left side in the corner to Brandenburger. Jordan Schrock now with it at the free throw line. I'll give it to Burkett. Good work. Jordan Schrock puts it in as he came across the lane. Good feed inside by Egley, and Schrock hits the basket and he's fouled.
Yeah, I think this is, I can't remember exactly. It looks like the starting 5 for our JV last year. If I remember, Drew Litweiler might have been on there, but
yeah, Luke. Those guys played a lot, but
they play. Yeah, I can't remember exactly, but they're just guys that's played a lot together, and you can tell they're passing and cutting and doing what they're supposed to.
Yeah, you can tell that they've played together as a team.
Yeah, it's not just jointed like it is a lot of times when the guys come in that don't start.
Schrock completes the old-fashioned three-point play with the free throw there. Gives him 5 tonight. A lot of Warriors score in the scorebook tonight. Evan M. Brown and Evan D. Brown. Now, he's in there. Nope, he's not. That was Willems that put up the shot. Misses. Loose on the floor. Good hustle by Burkett. And we have a tie-up center court. That'll go to Westview.
Well, both teams still playing hard. When you go for a jump ball like that with 1:30 to go.
That's right.
And a 74-point lead. That's right, folks. I said a 74-point lead.
My goodness. Like Dan said, this might be the biggest lopsided win for the Warriors ever.
It's got to be. I can't imagine anything bigger. But
we did have some Howe military games though way back in the 70s.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, have to look.
Now we're doing our delay game, so this might be the end of the scoring.
I'm not going to try to hit 167 seconds.
Well, that's one of the when the other if the other team had reasonable offensive talent and was continuing to press the issue, then you go keep gunning. But
yeah. Egley, they're just going to play catch now. Burkett with the basketball. Back to Egley. 44 seconds to go in the ball game. Jordan Schrock with it in the left corner. He'll get it out front now, way out front to Luke Miller. Luke picks up his dribble, almost caught Burkett going the other way. Good recovery there by Burkett. 24 seconds to go in the ball game. Remember, we'll be back with you on Saturday night from Westview, and hopefully we'll get our video going. Just got a comment in my ear from our engineer and said, you better believe we will. So I have confidence that we will. And that will do it for tonight as the Westview Warriors win their first basketball game of the 18-19 campaign with an 81-7 victory over Bethany here tonight. And we're going to do a fairly quick wrap up here, but let's take a 30-second break, and Jamie will be back with a scoring for tonight's ball game right after this half-minute timeout.
Have you ever been unpleasantly surprised by a purchase and wish you had done more investigation before buying? Gold Key Home Inspections is here to help give you peace of mind about one of your largest investments, your home. Our inspectors are trained to expertly evaluate all aspects of your potential home and give you information to use in making an informed decision. Don't gamble on your future. Give Gold Key Home Inspections a call today to set up your appointment.
And welcome back to Westview High School, where the first game of the 2018-19 season has been completed. Westview, I'm not sure there's a word to describe it, annihilates Bethany tonight, 81-7. Yes, 81-7. So let's go through the scoring real quick. First for Bethany, they were very balanced in scoring tonight. Number 10, Jacob Plank had 1 point. 42, freshman Beck Williams had 1 point. Evan M. Brown, number 32, had a point. Number 34, Keyshawn Smith had a bucket for 2 points. And 6'3" junior Jack Von Gunton had 2 points for a total of 7. Bethany did not have a field goal in the second half.
Wow.
So I don't care who you are, that's good defense.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you didn't let up. Everybody that came in did their job. They didn't give up anything easy. The help side defense was there, and so forth. For Westview, Dennis Wingard, I think we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 12. I think he had 12. Dennis Wingard ended up with 12 points, a 3-pointer, 4 field goals, and a free throw. I must not be looking. Oh, I'm not looking at the totals. Charlie Yoder ended up with 3 field goals, 1 3-pointer, and then 5 free throws. So that would make 14 for Charlie. Elijah ended up, got on a 3-point run there in the, what was that, the third quarter, I think?
Yeah, he did.
So he ended up with 5 3-pointers. and 3 regular field goals, so that's 15 plus 6, and then 2 free throws, so that'd make 23. So he led us tonight with 23. Jordan Schrock ended up with 5 points. He had a 3-point play near the end of the quarter, or end of the game. Blake Egley had a 3-pointer for 3. Lyndon Miller had a free throw for 1 point. Drew Litweiler added 2 field goals for 4 points. Luke Miller had 4 free throws and a bucket, so he had 6 points altogether. And Josh Hostetler rounded out the scoring tonight with 4 field goals and 3 free throws for 11. So that was kind of a stop and start deal there. So let me just summarize. Dennis had 12. Charlie had 14. Elijah led us with 23. Jordan had 5. Blake had 3. Drew Litweiler had 4. Luke Miller had 6. And Josh Hostetler had 11. Tim Brandenberger played, but did not score. He was the only guy that played that did not score. So, and of course, Nick Rensberger did not play tonight. So, 81-7. It was 20-2 after 1 quarter. 45-4 at halftime. 62-17 after 3 quarters, and 81-7. Yeah, 81-7.
Yeah.
After, well, at the end.
Right.
So the historian in the bunch, Dan, is probably looking for the largest margin of victory in Westview history. I guess it's good to say we've been here. The Westview team showed a ton of talent and promise. We got depth, we got athleticism, we got experience, we have skill. But that doesn't mean anything on Saturday.
Right.
81-7 doesn't mean anything. It's a whole new ball game. Northridge is a much tougher opponent, and they will come ready, and it's going to be a shootout.
We beat them last year on our home court. They're going to try to return the favor on Saturday night.
That's right. I forgot that. Do you remember what the score was last year?
I don't right offhand.
I got it. It was 67-60.
Yeah, it was a fairly tight game, so they're going to be up. They'll be ready for us. I mean, we'll have a big target on our back all year.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, when you go 28-2 and are just an eyelash from going to the state final,
right,
and got a lot of people back, the expectations are high for us, and everybody else knows it.
That's right.
So, we looking forward to a great season. Tonight, I think, was maybe even easier than I thought it would be, but I think those games are over.
That's right.
So,
yep, get serious on Saturday night as we host the Northridge Raiders right here at Westview. Congratulations tonight to our halftime pizza winner from Shipsy Pizza. It was Kelly Bontrager, who wins our first pizza of the year, as she guessed Todd Woodworth as the varsity soccer coach, just retired a few years ago from Northridge, and that was the answer to our trivia contest tonight. So Kelly will be picking up her free 1-topping pizza from Shipsy Pizza. Tonight's game was brought to you by the following business sponsors: the Blue Gate Restaurant, Mike's Automotive Service, May Funeral Home, Hyde Auto Body, Topeka Do It Best Hardware, the Topeka Pharmacy, by Dale's Dependable Handyman Service, also by Weaver Furniture in Shipshewana, by Jerry Standard in Middlebury, by the Hometown Treasure, also by Yoder Insurance Company in Shipshewana, Quality Floor in Topeka, by Frontline Auto Tech in Shipshewana, also Yoder's Shipshewana Hardware and Troyer's Saddlery. And our halftime trivia contest tonight was brought to you by Shipsy Pizza. Our individual sponsors this year are Dan and Dawn Byler, John and Leslie Cook, Tim and Donna Height, Jerry and Fran Hostetler, Josiah and Candace Parker, Jim and Liz Stump, Tim and Kim Taylor, and Roger and Esther Wenger. Once again, our final score here tonight: Westview 81 and Bethany 7. That's right, 7. And the Westview Warriors, of course, go to 1-0 on this season. Bethany drops to 0-1. Both teams back in action on Saturday night. As I mentioned, Northridge will be here, and Bethany travels over to Snowball. So for Jamie Miller and our camera operator this year, Eric Hart, welcome to the staff, Eric, and our engineer, Justin Geigley. Until Saturday night, good night, everybody.